So much for the synchronized handsies that feeling here. I'm Jay Porter, and I fight for truth, justice, and the right to wear spandex. Good evening, Golden Giggles. So, anybody got a birthday here? Any ladies got a birthday bachelorette party tonight?
Yes, right here.
So the agency got a call this morning, and your friends, well, they couldn't afford the cowboy, they couldn't afford the gladiator, so they sent hunky old Santa Claus. So a little bit of a, little bit about me, folks. I worked 40 years working all over the United States in animal management. That's called construction. And I used humor at work to win friends, influence people, destroy my enemies. And when I retired, I took up stand-up comedy. I actually wanted to become an Instagram influencer, but I was unwilling to go through with the boob job. A little bit about myself. Whoa, I need the edibles. Anyway, a little bit about myself. I'm originally from West Virginia. Don't hold that against me. And West Virginians, they're just built a little bit differently, than the other Southerners. There's a saying in the South, "Well, bless their heart." Now, West Virginia will say, "Well, bless her heart, she fell and broke her arm." In the rest of the South, they'll say, "Well, bless his heart, he was conceived at the family reunion." And it's the holiday season, and my favorite television commercial has raised its head again. You know the one, the perfect couple, the perky couple, the matching sweaters. It's Christmas morning. They get up, they look outside, there's the new $50,000 pickup truck, the $50,000 van with matching bows on it. And this couple, they're probably satanic vegans who sacrifice eggplants in their backyard. And they go outside and everything's happy. And suddenly it's the Toyota December to remember. But you never see when that first car payment shows up. And the husband opens up the envelope and he goes, Honey, you need to get on Craigslist now. We need to sell the Labradoodle. We need to sell that Labradoodle today. And tell the kids, tell them right now they're living in the van. That's right, it's the Toyota January to regret. So a lot of people going to discuss a subject here. I'm going to talk about the weather, because the weather is, it's inclusive. It's something everybody can talk about. And the first thing I heard is that we got a storm coming in. The old term Pineapple Express, so all the swingers are real excited right now. And weather has changed. No, not the weather, how we describe the weather. We used to have storms. Now we have atmospheric rivers. And not once have I seen anybody canoeing or water skiing in the side. Now, we used to have heavy fog. Now we have radiation fog. Can you just imagine the weather people out there in their hazmat suits, goggles, respirators, Geiger counters going through the bay? And then the Bay Area here, we've got some of the best weather in the United States. Agreed?
Yeah.
And so your average daily weather report is pretty boring. Well, Weatherman John here. High of 76 today. Partly cloudy skies. A perfect day for a picnic or a Giants game. But you let a large weather front come in, and suddenly your local weather person becomes a prophet of doom. At 3 bells today, dark billowing clouds will encroach the Bay Area. At the hour of your commute, a great storm shall commence. See the screen of weather future. Avoid low-lying areas. It would be ill-advised to take a small craft. Those seeking refuge over the mountains shall be met with sleet and snow, and their tires shall be ensnared in chains. Their keepers, those who have power, many will lose it. There will be darkness for many. Stay tuned this evening for the 6 o'clock evening new weather report. This is Weatherman John. So, I take a lot of pride in trying to be a clean comedian. I try to do clean comedy. And I have a fantasy. And there's a place called the Dry Bar in Provo, Utah. You can see the videos on YouTube. And the best clean comedians from the United States go and appear there. And I imagine in that fantasy, I'm standing on the stage, I'm getting ready to perform. I look out in the audience, it's not you people. But anyway, I look out into the audience, and there's some of them smiling back at me. And it's more of a rural crowd, which I'm perfectly comfortable with. And they're wearing their work boots, their jeans, the black and red flannel shirts, the Bass Pro Shop hats. And that's just the women in the crowd. And so, like I say, I take a lot of pride in being a clean comedian. And so recently I applied. There's not a lot of clean comedy shows in the Bay, and I actually ended up doing some marketing for myself for one. And it turned out they had like a list of written requirements. And from all I could figure, I didn't get on the show. From all I could figure out, I didn't meet probably the rarefied, gentrified requirements of that community, which I'm not going to mention. But all I'm going to say, it's the kind of community that people go to get an oat milk bath and a green tea enema with their dog. Okay. And so, hell hath no fury like a scorned comedian. And so people ask me all the time, who do I model myself after? And some of you sitting there going, well, those of you familiar with Jeff Foxworthy might say Jeff Foxworthy a little bit. But there's a guy that's a lot more old school than that. Was back in he was probably the first what I will call rural comedian. Guy's name was Tennessee Ernie Ford. And Tennessee Ernie Ford was a concert pianist level, absolutely brilliant vocalist and a comedian. And he was like, he could sing and go, well, 16 tons, and what do you get? Another day deeper and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. You load my soul to the company store. Applause. Anyway. So anyway, I didn't make the show. And so I started thinking about, well, maybe my humor is just a little out of the norm for them. So I'm just going to discuss some out of the norm things here. Get them out on the table right up front. You know that I'm a big supporter of MAGA. And y'all are in shock right now. You know what MAGA stands for? Make arthritis go away. Come on, people. We can get behind that. And people, we differentiate ourselves too much. I'm just going to have to tell you though something here. As a 60-some-year-old guy, white guy, I feel fully qualified to talk about ICE. And there's one person that I absolutely believe that needs to be deported. You walk into that public, you gotta wait for me here. You walk into that public restroom, there's that yellow cone, and Mojado has went piso again. They didn't get it. Anyway, I'm fully in favor of sending Mojado to Alligator Acres because he's going piso everywhere. And so we differentiate ourselves. We have identity politics. And people go, oh, I'm a Latin American. You know, I don't have a lot of respect for Latin Americans. And here again, do you not know why? Because you ask 99 out of 100 Latin Americans if they can translate an ancient Roman document, they can't do it. And so, I'm going to close here with my biggest claim to fame when I was growing up in West Virginia was I was the West Virginia Tech dancing Golden Bear mascot. And that meant once a week I got to put on a bear suit, have some fun, and maybe take some drugs. Anyway. But anyway, back then I was kind of a lone wolf. Now there's these groups called furries. Groups of people who get together and wear animal suits. So I can just imagine them back then, they approaching me and they go, you know, we hear you wear a bear suit. You know, we get together on the weekend and wear animal suits and party. And I would have went, you know, that's just totally weird, totally weird. But count me in. Hey, I'm Gabe Brewer. Thank you so much.